Would help if I found the questions first, wouldn't it? The questions, where's the questions? I found them. Hi guys, so today's video is kind of behind because I was actually meant to upload this about 3-4 weeks ago, but I've only just got around to filming it, so I apologise for that, but I hope that it still helps you. So today I'm going to be doing my university Q&A. Better late than never, and even if it doesn't help you guys this year, it might help you for next year if you are setting off to uni or just need some tips for second or third year. So I'm going to jump straight into the questions. I asked on Instagram and I've got 20 questions, so I'm going to try and get through all of them. Some of them might be quick answers, but we'll see how it goes. So the first question was from It's Abs, and she said, what is student life like? What are the pros and cons? I don't go to a typical student uni, so for me, I don't really have the whole like student life, nightlife. We kind of have like one club in the local town. I've just got so much uni work all the time and so many other focuses like my blog and my work that I just don't really think about going out all that much, which sounds like a really boring student, but that's life. Pros, I would say I've met some really interesting people, I've learned a lot of skills, it's made me independent because I've had to learn to live on my own. I just think it's a really good experience, but obviously university isn't for everyone, so I'm not saying that you have to go. It's just a really good experience if you do. At a Fashion Oddity said, what is freshers like? How do you know who to talk to at the first party? Again, I didn't really go to a typical freshers, so when I went to the first party, we didn't really go to a party first, we kind of went on a night out, but the girls that I'd moved in with, I became friends with really quickly, so we sort of just went out together, and I think it's important to remember that as a fresher, you are living with other freshers, you're a student, you're all going to get on straight away because you're all so excited about being at uni and being away from home, and yeah, I'd just say be open and go up to people because you're all in the same. At Tales of Talia, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, said, what are your top 5 essentials for living in halls / away from home? Tip 1 I would say is budget your money, because it sounds really stupid and you're probably going to say, oh my god, you're being like a mum, but seriously budget your money. 2 I would say is socialise and make sure that you make friends, because the one thing that I didn't do straight away when I joined uni was go out and socialise with people other than my housemates. I now really actually regret that because I should have actually gone out and made the effort with people, but I didn't. Tip 3 I'd say make sure that you have pictures around and that you have the pictures of the people you want. So I've got pictures of my boyfriend, my family members, my friends back home, just so that I've got constant reminders that they're still there, kind of thing. Tip 4 I would say call home often. I call my mum probably about 3 times a week on the way to or from university, and we have a little chat, and it's really good because it means I get to catch up with her and she can give me advice on things. And tip 4, just enjoy yourself. You're living away from home for the first time. I don't know what's not to enjoy. At Daily Mame, sorry if I said that wrong, said, what's the best way to balance friends and nights out when you're studying and exercising? I would say I don't know how I do it because I have a very hectic life. I do a lot of things and I don't have a lot of time to myself. I don't really socialise, as I'm pretty sure you probably know, but I would say that you should make time plans. So I have on my course like a time plan, so it tells me what work I need to hand in each week and what I need to be doing. So I use that and I write that all in my diary, and then I write down like how many videos I need to get up, how many blog posts. I kind of like schedule everything, so it sounds really stupid, but when I go out, like if I go to work, I'll sit on the train and I'll edit videos or do uni work, and I make a plan of my evening. So if I get home from work at 5, I'll make a plan of like what I can do in each hour. So I'll give myself like an hour of like writing blog posts and then an hour of doing uni work or whatever. At Ro Antoinette asked, what are some unexpected expectations we should know about? The cost of your course, because you do not get told on any course how much things are going to cost you. For example, you have to buy on my course so many different things, but on any course you have things like books you need to buy, you have notepads, pens, pencils, papers, you need a printer, like all that kind of stuff. You just have so many unexpected costs because the course might cost you £9,000 a year, but that doesn't mean they're going to be generous enough to actually give you materials. So At Finley Elizabeth said, how do you cope with stress from the work and keeping on top of your money? I don't keep on top of my money. I think anyone that knows me personally will know that I am the worst person at saving money. At Not So Many X said, what is some advice you wish you got told before starting university? Kind of just answered that with the cost thing, because I kind of wish someone had mentioned that, and I also kind of wish that I'd been told not to expect to be friends with everyone, because I think when I came to uni I had the expectation that I would live with people in first year and I'd live with them for 3 years and we'd all get on really well and everything would be like hunky-dory and nothing would ever go wrong. But I kind of wish that I'd been prepared to not get on with housemates and stuff, but I'm going to do a video on that like nearer to the start of next year, because I've got quite a lot of uni prep planned videos to do for you. Finley Elizabeth also said accommodation, halls or renting. Now this was kind of a problem that I had to deal with, because I came to uni with the intention of getting into halls, but my university has really small halls, so it was kind of like really slim chances of getting in. But on the day that I signed the deposit to get the house with the girls, it came up that I actually had a place in halls as well. And for me, I just worked out what would be cheaper for me, and it worked out to be £100 less a month to live in a house than it did to live in halls, and I could also stay there all the time rather than having to move out over summer. So it was kind of like a no-brainer for me. But obviously if you want to go home and like move back in with your parents and stuff because you live quite far, then it's up to you. But I personally wanted somewhere that I could put my stuff and leave my stuff, because I just prefer having my own space that I know is mine. Zoe_Nash asked, how do you continue to eat healthy when you're on a strict budget? I buy own brand and I buy frozen vegetables, which I actually find eating healthy is not much different than not eating healthily. Like, admittedly I did used to buy a lot of like pasta and stuff, but I've stocked up on I find that like stocking up on whole wheat pastas and rice, like brown rice, helped. I also get a loaf of bread and freeze it, because freezing the bread means it lasts longer. I buy frozen vegetables from Asda. Asda's the cheapest by far, and then if I'm making salads I obviously get fresh. But if I buy fresh fruit and vegetables, I tend to cook up like batch meals and then freeze them. So it actually works out cheaper, because even though I'm buying fresh stuff, I'm using it straight away so it doesn't go off. Laura's a Daydreamer asked, how did you make your uni room feel like home? I absolutely filled it to the brim with my home things. Admittedly, it did take quite a while for me to feel like I was at home in my uni house, because obviously it's strange living with people that you've never really met before, and it's weird not being in your parents' house, I guess. But I just find that if you fill it with things that you're used to, then that definitely helps, because I know that a lot of people like buy new bedding and buy new cushions and buy new this and buy new that, but I took things from home that were kind of like my home comfort, so like bed covers I'd had at home, like home decor, pictures, things like that. So my uni room looked like my room at home would have looked, so it wasn't really like I'd moved out. It was kind of like I'd go into my room and I'd just be home. And I find that just like candles and little touches also make it really homely, because it just makes it feel all warm. And Journey_Skol, I don't know how you say your name, I'm really sorry, asked, how do you maintain a social life and is it hard? I'm looking at studying a degree in fashion design, but I'm anxious over time and I will have to blah, blah, blah. So I don't really socialise, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's quite hard to maintain a social life and a degree and my blog and stuff. If I didn't have my blog and my YouTube, I think my social life would probably be a lot better, because instead of sitting filming my video in my room right now, I would probably be sat downstairs with my housemates or out with my friends. But I choose to be sociable 1 or 2 days a week. So for example, I will dedicate like one evening to seeing friends and then another evening to Josh or whatever. So I kind of like make that every like Tuesday night or something is friend night. But it is very hard unless you are good at time management, because you do have a very demanding uni life. Secret Maggie May said, if you were starting first year again, would you do anything differently? Looking back, I think I would have been more confident in Freshers Week, not been too shy to introduce myself to strangers. I would probably, like I said before, I would probably have made more of an effort to make friends with other people, and I would have definitely not gone crazy spending money on like Nando's every day. But I think I enjoyed myself in that time, so I don't really regret that. But at the same time, I do regret the fact that I spent so much time with people that I'm now not friends with, because it's kind of sad that I wish a lot of, like, it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of people like make their strong connections in the first year, so I regret not making those connections as much in first year, because it means that I was then trying to like join a friend group rather than being in one. So as much as I have my friends now at uni and at home and stuff, like, I just wish I'd made more of an effort to begin with. So that was the end of my uni Q&A. I really hope you enjoyed this and that it helped you. I'm sorry if I went slightly monotone in that video, because I'm aware that I sounded kind of monotone in there. I am actually going to be doing a like juggling your time video when I've got some time in the next couple of weeks, so just showing you like how I manage my time and what I do, things like that. So if you want to see that, let me know, and yeah, I just really hope you like this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.